Discover the best in local business news with a subscription to the IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. For a limited time, try us out for just $1 a week for 8 weeks. Claim this limited time offer now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. Lafayette-based Ironwood Properties has broken ground on a new apartment complex on the site of the former Decatur County Jail in downtown Greensburg. Co-owner Joe Blake said the $19 million project, known as Ironwood, will include 88 units in an area that hasn't seen significant redevelopment interest.
We love the idea of building brand new quality apartments in downtown that bring people back into the downtown and bring that vitality back. And that's what we specialize in.
Construction is scheduled to be complete in the summer of 2027. West Lafayette-based pharmaceutical testing company Inotiv has voluntarily filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as part of a restructuring support agreement reached with a group of junior creditors. Through the bankruptcy process, which is being held in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Texas, Inotiv said it will reduce its debt by approximately $326 million and intends to exit the process as a healthier, well-capitalized business. Massachusetts-based Boston Scientific plans to spend $138 million to build and equip a 500,000 square foot medical device distribution and light manufacturing facility in Plainfield, where it will hire up to 300 people. Governor Mike Braun's office said the company plans to break ground in the Plainfield Innovation Park later this year. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Southwest Indiana is essential to elevating Indiana's future. Explore how IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana are bringing a bold vision for regional growth at Innovate Southwest Indiana, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Join Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders in Evansville for a conversation on growth, workforce development, and innovation. We'll be at Ridgeway University Center June 9th. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
The city of South Bend has permitted or built 91 housing units using a catalog of pre-approved home designs since summer 2022, part of a broader effort to repopulate neighborhoods that have lost housing to decades of disinvestment and demolition. The Build South Bend program, run by the city's Department of Community Investment, gives small-scale developers access to a set of ready-made blueprints for 9 home types. The city's Director of Planning, Tim Corcoran, says small-scale developers are crucial to the city's infill strategy.
Build South Bend, the best thing that it's trying to do, or the problem that it's really trying to solve, is to build a culture of small-scale developers in our community. The problem being that for a lot of infill development within our community, there aren't really the sort of market rate home builders or production home builders that are interested in doing that work. Infill development is really an important part of our strategy here in South Bend. If the typical folks aren't looking to build in an infill way, then we have to almost cultivate our own sort of set of small-scale developers to do the work.
Because the city has already reviewed and approved the designs for zoning and building code compliance, developers can quickly move through the permitting process and skip the cost of hiring an architect to draw plans from scratch. Goshen Health is moving forward with a previously announced push for a strategic partnership with Fort Wayne-based Parkview Health. The health system announced today that it has signed an affiliation agreement with Parkview, which it said will help meet the evolving healthcare needs of the region. The agreement remains subject to regulatory review, and both organizations expect to finalize the affiliation this fall. Goshen Health oversees Goshen Hospital and about 40 other healthcare facilities in northern Indiana. Community Health Network is implementing a new strategy that's gaining traction to help business leaders better manage their health. The Indianapolis-based health system is the latest to lean into concierge medicine with its executive physical program at a recently opened clinic in Carmel, designed with busy professionals in mind. Concierge nurse practitioner Lisa White says an increasing number of companies are investing in keeping their executives healthy.
They need to be that leader for their team. They need to be on point all the time. And that's a lot of why a lot of executives and a lot of companies are starting to look at this as something that is not just a want, but an absolute need to keep their best and brightest, the healthiest as they can for as long as they can.
Community's program is cash pay and doesn't bill insurance. Companies often pick up the tab and offer concierge health as a perk for their high-level leaders. Northwest Indiana Forum CEO Heather Ennis is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.